I got beer in my boots, dirt on my truck, corn on my mind, and a gun up my butt. It's a small town. At least there's dirt, at least there's beer and trucks and shirts.
Howdy there. You've been on the internet all day and you come across the Death of Fun podcast. Join me, Matt McKinley, and my buddies Aaron, Rob, and Tim as we bring you the latest in current events, sports, and a whole bunch of inappropriate jokes that we used to tell to each other back when we were roommates in college. And the world wasn't so lame. So kick back, crack a beer, and join us for a few laps. Unless you're gay. And even if you are, join us anyways. Welcome to the Death of Fun. Oh, the song gets me every time.
Matt having to throw in the one gay reference.
Well, I feel like it's coming back, and I had a hand in it. So,
well, and maybe people are realizing it's not towards that group. It's just the term we had for lame.
Well, people are finally taking to heart the South Park episode from like 15 years ago. Did South Park predict Trump getting assassinated or getting a shot taken at him? Because he didn't get assassinated, but it was pretty fucking close. It was awful close.
South Park's the new Simpsons.
They might be. It's hard to describe just like how close we were to. I don't know what the fuck would have happened if that would have hit. I mean, that would have been
nuts around here.
It would have been something. It would have been something. I don't think that I don't think Joe Biden can come back from that. He didn't even have to do anything, and he's just out like that. If Trump doesn't already suck all the oxygen out of a room, he definitely did with his little photo up there. like
say what you will, that is about as iconic looking picture as I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
good or bad.
We gotta hand it to him. That's like the one thing that like keeps getting me like this has to have been staged because that's such a perfect like thing, and I was like, no, it's not. Like just good for him for figuring that shit out.
He's a showman.
Oh yeah,
he's a showman.
Man. Even if he gets shot, he's still gonna figure it out. Like good for him.
The thing that kind of bugged me was like some of the news outlets were like, oh, how could he stand up and pump his fist? Like, I'm sorry, if I was in that situation and the motherfucker missed me and he's dead, like, fuck yeah, I'm still alive, bitch. There's no way.
Yep.
Oh yeah. What are you supposed to do there? And
I don't know.
I guess for all the speculation, it has been confirmed that Trump ain't no bitch when it comes down to it. the dude's going down with the fight.
See, now I really want to see him in jail. See if he shivs somebody. You know?
I mean, he might. He definitely might.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think even if he does go to jail now that he just got shot, like he's gonna have some cred in there. He's not gonna be a bitch.
Oh yeah.
50 Cent had him up at his concert.
Mm-hmm.
He superimposed his face on the 50 Cent cover and started rapping Many Men, Wish Death Upon Me.
I mean, it fits. It fits. Fucking guy. He's brings Teflon Don to a whole new level. Like that. That was Trump's Mormons going through the hole in the wall moment. Like he survives that. There ain't a damn thing that's stopping him. Like that. The guy is a juggernaut. There's no doubt about it. He is destined to be a 2-term president. That's I don't know how anybody can argue with that at this point. Like
You know what?
should
Also, they keep on saying it's over. Like, I don't know, man. I've seen crazier stuff. At this point, we've seen crazier stuff.
we have. I do like the coinky dink of but first it was Schiff earlier today, and then it was Schumer, and then now Biden's got the Roni. He's got the Roni. He's out of commission.
If that's his reason he's out of the race is COVID, that would be the most kind of Joe Biden step down ever.
And meanwhile, your competitor survived an assassination attempt with what's supposedly the most dangerous rifle known to man, the AR-15. You know, it's a weapon of war. He survived it, and then you get taken out by what's essentially the common cold at this point.
I don't know. Didn't Trump almost get taken out by the Roni?
Trump thought he was going to die.
He was gone. He was out for a bit there.
Yeah. He didn't miss a whole lot though. They remember they gave him shit because he was out spreading. He was spreading the Roni.
Joe Rogan rushed in and gave him some ivermectin.
That's just IV ivermectin. That wasn't good. I was trying to make a good pun off of it. It didn't work.
That didn't work.
My bad. I apologize. Hey, I'm rattled. We had an assassination attempt. I was rattled there. I'm not on my game.
I was talking with Matt. Did you see the? It was so funny to see the comparison of guards between his speech and the RNC. Like when he walked in the RNC, there was like 10 ginormous looking men, just ginormous. It looked like Drew Brees behind an offensive line, and Trump's like 6'4",
something like that. He's a big dude.
These guys were huge, and then just to compare it to, and you know what? Like I was telling Matt, I'm sure there's some women who are great soldiers who could be good soldiers, could be good guards. Those ones didn't look our top.
Well, ideally, you'd like your presidential detail to be as big, if not bigger, than the person they're protecting. Because, their first job, especially those around them, is to just jump on the primary.
Right. You want dudes like who Kanye West would hire.
Yeah, you don't want somebody going like full spread eagle on whoever they're supposed to cover and only like just barely stick to his chest.
Bigger blanket.
Little bigger blanket.
Yeah.
Rob, did you see the national anthem at the home run derby?
I just read, I did not hear it.
Okay.
Well,
I'm coming in cold on that one.
Okay.
I want to hear this shit.
We're gonna share together, Rob.
I listened to it live, and frankly, it offended me more than the assassination attempt.
That bad, huh?
It was rough.
Was it Roseanne Barr bad?
No, it was worse because she wasn't trying to make it bad.
And I feel like Roseanne's was like somewhat entertaining.
Well, she leaned into how terrible it was. That was kind of the whole bit. No, I don't think she meant for it to be this bad, but
Who's broad stripes and stars through the perilous fight, or the ramparts we watch with whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, or the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting.
it gets better.
Through the night, that our flag was still
Yeah.
Ugh.
You
can tell she's stumbling. She looks hammered.
She's not doing great.
Uh-uh.
For the land of the free.
Yeah. Yep. Keep it going. Oh, keep it going.
Just draw it out.
Home of the brave.
Oh, that was awful.
So I was talking
But
with
she
my
looks
wife,
hammered.
and have you ever been like, we all have good tone, I feel, singing.
Yeah.
Have you ever been so drunk that you just lose that tone?
Yeah, but I always know when I do. Like I
Yeah.
can,
Do you?
because you can't hear it. Like you're like, oh, or like you can hear that it's off. I can't tell exactly where I'm off, but I like it's not hitting right. You're like, ooh,
Stretchy.
that doesn't sound good at all.
I'm surprised she didn't blame it on her like earpiece or something.
She should have blamed it on the Roni.
I got to hand it to her. She immediately said, "Yeah, I was drunk and I'm going to rehab." Like,
That's
So
what
I
I-
was I was asking Matt because apparently there was another text where she said, "Oh, rehab's fun." Like, was it tongue in cheek? She was going to rehab, or
Is she
like,
going
straight
to
up
rehab with the chick that Trump supposedly sexually assaulted that thinks rape is sexy?
Oh, that lady's crazy. That,
Oh,
lady-
yeah.
that lady's boiling bunny drew close.
Oh, okay.
Witty
So
rape. Witty rape is better.
to we'll start. I mean, we've been going for a minute here, but for since there's a lot of wild, wacky, kind of heavy shit going on, we'll break it up. Who's crazier? We'll do a fuck, marry, kill of the national anthem chick,
Uh-huh.
Large Marge, or AOC.
God damn it.
You know what? I'm married
Right
to
now?
AOC. I think I could tame her. Think I could.
Yeah, let's go like as of when was that? That was Monday. So as of Monday, fuck, marry, kill, Large Marge. What? I forget that chick's name. It was Ingrid something. I forget her last name, but or AOC.
I'm
Damn it.
curious as Rob's answers with MTG.
Well, no
and
matter what,
AOC.
I'm marrying Marge Lawrence. It's just who
There
I
we go.
want to fuck or kill, and it's a tough one. Right?
Rob
I mean, that
wants
chick
his
is
head
hammered, so
squished
you know
like
she's probably like gonna be drunk the entire time you're laying with her. So that might not be fun. You know.
Well, yeah, but
And
if
AOC,
she's
I can't stand, so I definitely want to kill her. But she could be really good in the sax. That's a tough one. I'm gonna
Rob
go with.
wants to be
I'm gonna
married to
screw.
some-
I'm gonna kill the drunk chick, and I'm gonna screw AOC. That's my thing. All right.
all right.
Rob
That's
wants to be married to somebody that can squash his head with her
Damn
thighs.
Just-
like those watermelon videos.
Oh, Rob has sex with Large Marge and starts wearing the Trump bandage on his ear.
Yeah, baby.
was
how she
that a
marks her
bullet
men.
hole? No, that's that rug burn from Marge.
She's got a snook in her sniz.
See, I'm torn as to who to marry. Is it Large Marge or is it the national anthem singer? I'm going with whoever's richer, but I'm leaning towards Large Marge because, as I've said before, that bitch is gunning for power, and if she's like the MAGA version of Nancy Pelosi. If she gets a speakership, like follow Large Marge's stock accounts. So I'm thinking maybe marry Large Marge, but if this national anthem chick is rich already, I might go with her instead.
She's gonna spending all her money in rehab. I don't know, man.
Maybe, but I mean, Fergie fucked up the national anthem. It didn't seem to hurt her too much. So
Not that bad.
It wasn't like it was the Super Bowl. It was the home run derby, which
Mhm.
I mean
Fair,
that's
fair.
a fairly big event, but it's not World Series or Super Bowl levels, so should be all right.
Did you guys watch?
Yeah,
I did not.
it was
Was there a problem with one of the BP guys? Like he couldn't throw a strike or something?
I forget who that
Who
was.
won?
There was one hitter where the pitcher was kind of
And let me
He-
tell you,
He's
dude,
not
I
doing
felt
it.
bad because throwing BP is fucking hard. You're
Yeah.
not throwing your hardest. Like, yeah.
well, and then they got the mound closer, and you're trying to hit their hot zone too. So you're trying
Yeah.
to same spot every time.
Who won it? I didn't pay attention.
Teoscar Hernandez from the Dodgers beat Bobby Witt by one.
Did you have you seen the Dodgers DL situation lately?
No,
Their whole almost all their starting pitchers are hurt. The only one who's not hurt is Tyler Glasnow. He's been hurt every season he's been in the majors.
that's like his first time
Mhm.
of
Can't they pump Otani's arm, full of whatever steroids, and he can start throwing?
Well, I don't
Mm,
think they need to do much with his arm if they wanted him to pitch, but they're supposedly he's not pitching at all this
Yeah.
year.
nope. Like Was it-
Win.
Bueller's hurt. May's hurt.
Yeah.
There's another one that's hurt. Oh yeah.
What's his name? Kershaw still hasn't pitched in the bigs this year.
And they're still like
He's
7
still
games
alive.
ahead.
Yeah, well, and the Padres really went on a skid right before the All-Star break. So they were in the second wild card spot, and now I think they're like a half game back from being in the wild card.
Oh, also I love it how Profar, former Rocky, all of a sudden he's an all-star when he
Starter
leaves
too.
Starter.
That's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, and he sucked as a Rocky, didn't he?
Yeah, he
They
hit like
always do.
242 and they released him.
Right, and not like what's his name? Not a Schwarber 242.
No,
It didn't
No.
come
No.
with 50 home runs attached to it.
no, not even fucking close. Fucking guy.
I respect Schwarber just for he's like, I'm either striking out or I'm hitting it 3,000 feet.
All right, Rob, maybe you can answer this. Why is he always leading off?
How should I know?
He's a big fat guy. He can't run, and he
Can you get on
doesn't
base?
hit for average. I guess.
I mean, his
Yes.
on base percentage is way better than his average, but it's still not great.
Because the Cubs did that too, and Philly's
Wow.
doing it. I can't figure it out. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
They felt
It-
bad for the
At
fat
least-
kid.
At
Like,
least in 2016 and 2017, when he was real good for us, he would get on base, and like it was kind of like he wouldn't steal or anything like that, or he wouldn't run. He just would get on base, like the freaking A's guy. Like that was his deal. So
he's Kevin Euclid.
yeah,
Well, yeah, I don't know. He's making money in the big leagues with like a 206 average. So
Wow.
Speaking of Chicago teams, please indulge us on what's going on with your Bears in the stadium there, Robert.
It's typical freaking Chicago shit. They talk about replacing the stadium, and they're not going to do it. And they come up with big plans, and then
well, they
the
need at
governor or
least
whoever-
2 more
Right.
governors to go to prison for fraud charges before that happens.
Yeah, so they've got 2 spots that they want to build now. They got whether it's on the lakefront, which is where most of the fans want it, or in the suburbs in Arlington Heights. And they spent like $200 million on this spot in Arlington Heights to build a stadium, but now they're pivoting and wanting to do it in the lakefront. And they have this grand plan to do this lakefront thing, and the governor of Illinois is just like, nope, I don't want to do that at all. And the legislator is like, no, we're not going to spend any money on that. And so now Bears are just kind of sitting in limbo, trying to figure out if they can do it back in Arlington Heights or not. So,
Oh, would they
That's been the
ever
case.
leave? Would they ever leave, Rob?
I mean, they threatened to do that the first time the stadium was
Dude,
trying to get redone. So
If the Bears leave for another city, I'm becoming a huge fan of that
Oh, me too.
team. Like immediately.
You get the Des Moines Bears.
the only place they would feasibly move to is they threatened it last time. They go into like Gary, Indiana, or somewhere.
Oh,
like,
that'd
in
be
the-
so funny.
in the
The
Northwest
Gary
Indiana.
Bears. The Gary Berries.
And they win a Super Bowl the year immediately after.
Oh,
that
that'd
would
be
that
be
would-
amazing.
Rob's head between Trump possibly being president and that happening. Rob would fucking go on a
I'd
rampage.
kill myself.
Oh. Like we were
Sorry,
talking the other
Wife
day.
and kids, you're gonna have to live without me. Right?
We were
That's-
talking the
that's
other
not
day. I want this Trump JD Vance ticket to win so bad. Nothing related to policy, just to piss you two off.
Hey,
Trump is
I'm
I'm coming
what it
around to
is.
it now.
mortal enemy of Rob, and Aaron hates JD Vance. And
okay,
I'm just
does he not have a very punchable face too?
oh no,
on top
I'm
of all
not
the
I'm not
issues?
denying that. Like I said, I'm putting all politics, policy, principles aside. I'm going strictly
He's
for
got that
comedy.
douchebag face.
Strictly for comedy. I want it to happen. I want it to happen.
Fuck, I hope Trump just locks him in the closet, like, come out if I need you. I hope.
Stay there. Stay there. Okay.
I gotta say though, I was leaning more towards like a Tim Scott figure, which I wasn't wanting because
I thought
Tim
that'd be the
Scott's
case, too.
boring as fuck.
I want boring.
Fair enough.
Boring.
Fair enough. I don't know. I don't care for Tim Scott, but JD Vance, that tells me Trump's feeling pretty good going into November. He wouldn't have picked JD Vance if it was going to be
Like a close
real-
one.
yeah, if he was worried about it, I think he would have went safe pick with like either Tim Scott or what was the North Dakota dude, Doug Burgum.
He needs somebody who's not going to say no this time versus last time.
Oh, he
that's-
totally needed a yes man.
Yep.
Yeah, he needed a yes man.
The Pence deal never made sense to me. Like they kept saying it was for the evangelicals, but I know evangelicals. Like that's who I grew up around, and nobody gave two fucks about Mike Pence. Like that was just a wasted pick by Donald Trump.
He did that for the donor class. That's
Yeah,
how
He could
he
raise
was like,
money.
yeah.
yeah,
I don't
but
know how JD Vance is on the money run. Although he was like an entrepreneur and has billionaire friends, so I think he's all right.
yeah, he's like a venture capital guy, so he's probably fine. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to read his book just to see, because Trump's old as fuck too, so that guy could be president before he has to run in 2028. Is Biden going to step aside, you think, Rob? Is he finally going to do it?
I think he's just gonna keep going until he dies. Like I don't like.
Well, he
I don't
said
think-
today
he
if there
painted
was
himself into a corner, so he's either gonna pretend that COVID is what's reason, or he's gonna keep going. But like,
I mean, it's kind of perfect if it is COVID that takes him
Oh,
out. but-
it would be.
I mean, it's incredibly lame, but also makes all the sense in the world too.
Like historians looking back, if Biden gets out because of COVID, you know how funny that's gonna fucking be? Just
Oh.
with everything that happened.
stupidest thing
Like
ever is the
that's what got him.
Yeah,
Not Parkinson's, not cancer. No, the COVID. The COVID.
I'm just waiting for him to say that it's like, oh, it was long COVID. That's why he reads from a teleprompter and eats Go-Gurt for the last 3 years. It was long COVID that got him.
Insurer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's he just liquid diets because long COVID. What a this is the craziest season of America yet.
Fuck.
It's
All I
not
can
even
think
like,
about
it's not even like after the conventions and
No.
like that.
No, it was before both conventions. We
Yeah.
already had a debate, a meltdown on the Democrat side as to decide what the fuck to do with Biden, and then the other guy gets shot in the ear, survives. Somehow, a 20-year-old fucking nerd with no training whatsoever gets within 150 yards of the front runner for president while he's speaking.
Yeah, Rob, I know
Ugh.
you call us conspiracy theorists, but like, isn't it a little strange? Like, 150 yards on top of a building where FBI people are actually housed at the time. Like, and he brought a ladder.
He got on top of that thing like he's like literally walking past the Secret Service agent. He's like, "Do you mind if I go up there?" He's like, "All right."
Yeah,
It's like,
and the
that's
crowd
the
was like,
explanation.
"There's a dude with a gun right there. He's right there."
And then the lady behind him with the camera. Like,
Yeah.
it's just fucking. I don't know what's going on, Rob, but
I
at
don't know
least
how they
admit
fucked up
it's
so bad. but
fucking
yeah,
weird. It's
There's
fucking
plenty of
weird.
explanations. There's like whatever. Go with whatever conspiracy you want, because there's nothing that you can say about that. Like
It's
just
fucking weird.
like wow, how do they
And
do
then-
that?
And then just the women bodyguards, who again, I'm sure there's some women that could probably be great bodyguards, but just from that visual, I don't know if that was our best.
It definitely wasn't our best, and the worst part of it all is been the backlash or the fallout afterwards. So we have the current head of the Secret Service, who, if I remember right, is the first woman Secret Service director in history, because that progressives love that, the historical firsts. Well, you about got a dude killed. Like, we almost had Trump's head
got fucked up.
exploding on national television. Like, not just dying, but like, if he hadn't have turned his head at the last second there, like
Full on JFK.
his head literally would have exploded on television. And they blame it on local police. And then they also said, "Oh yeah, we've been on the lookout for possible bomb threats from Iranian proxies.
Yeah.
So we've really ramped up security over the last couple of weeks."
And apparently they
They done
had.
fucked up.
Apparently, I can't remember what news channel I was watching, but apparently they had this guy on their radar, and then to keep an eye out, and then somehow determined he was a threat. And then they lost him.
Yeah.
So I don't know how does it work with the VP, or not a VP, the presidential, former presidential candidate to get the Secret Service? Do they select who is in charge and stuff like that for these events and whatever it is? Like, does Trump? Is he the one that decides who's the lead guy and whoever is taking care of him?
I don't think so, because he's not in charge. I mean, I know they give him detail, but I think that's all done with
because I know the director was Biden's former lead chick or lead Secret Service agent when he was vice president, so that's why he kind of promoted her. But I don't know how the detail is with the president or whoever the presidential candidate or former president. Do they get a say in that kind of stuff? I'm just curious.
I'll tell
don't
you.
know.
I'll tell you. He must have picked him tonight.
Yeah.
Because fucking just giant upon giant.
well, it's been
giant.
It's been kind of like a clash between Biden and RFK Jr. for a while now. That he hasn't approved social or Secret Service protection for RFK until after the Trump deal. And if I was RFK, I'd be like, thanks, but no
I'm
thanks.
good.
I'll get my own.
I think the Kennedy family had probably better security than that. So
Yeah, I'd just be like, thanks, guys, but
history
I'm gonna take-
wouldn't tell us that.
I'm gonna take care of this one on my own. That's what I would recommend to him. Yeah, probably not outsource that to Secret Service at the moment. They seem like they're in a little bit of
Disarray.
turmoil. Yeah. Little bit. Yeah, you shouldn't have some chick who looks like the middle relief pitcher for University of Nebraska softball team being like you're one of your top people to protect the possible future president. Like maybe get somebody good on that one.
You don't want the gal from the intramural rugby team?
I mean, in some cases, yes, but not in that situation. No. And being able to holster and unholster your sidearm is, you'd think, kind of a basic task that you'd be able to do. Not a great look for the United States Secret Service by any means. But I mean, at least there wasn't any hookers and coke this time. Well, that we know of.
Give it time.
Yeah, it could happen. It could still happen.
And cocaine.
No yellow.
No yellow. I did not see any yellow there. They were all white women that I saw.
I have to say, of all the quotes that have come out in the past many years, that's probably my favorite. And it
No
pisses
yellow.
me off. It pisses me off because the only assholes I could say it in front of without anybody assuming anything are you fucking guys. Son of a bitch.
I've thought about making a t-shirt, just like a yellow t-shirt with black lettering that says no yellow. Because I think I'd have to pay royalties if I put like Lucy Lou's face on it or something like that. Now, on the other hand, if we're talking about women Secret Service people, I like some rooftop Koreans, but we didn't have any rooftop Koreans. We had a rooftop nerdy white dude that.
So what is this rooftop Koreans? Because I saw a GIF or meme and it was a bunch of Koreans on a roof. What's the context there?
So it dates back to the
the riots in LA,
Rodney
right?
King riots when they were burning down Los Angeles. All the Korean store owners camped out on the roof with the AKs to protect their stores.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So
I mean, we probably could have used some rooftop Koreans in that situation. Did not have any. Yeah, a lot of noise being made about the diversity hires at the at the Secret Service all of a sudden. And that woman still has a job. Like, she should have been fired immediately. Like, you failed. You had one job.
It up to Biden to fire in terms of the director, right?
Yes, and he should have fired her immediately. No, he's not going to, but he should have. Like,
my favorite part was after they got him in the van, the other gal was like putting on her sunglasses and straightening up. Like,
yeah. Well, you gotta look good for camera,
well, your actions prior to that weren't great, so maybe
scout
out for the crowd instead of.
It didn't work out good for him at all. Like, it was just kind of failure on all counts. There was some really good conspiracy theories floating around though, from both sides of the aisle. But I got to say, what
was your favorite?
The lefty ones were they were the funniest, but they were also the most implausible. Like, I saw somebody on Twitter that was like, the Trump people staged this, and then they're using all the media to box out Biden from saying what actually happened, as if Biden is aware of anything going on at this point.
No, there's no pot on.
I like how when he loses his train of thought, he just goes, Anyway, just
Okay.
moves on.
Okay.
Just moves on.
And like the most serious conversations, like, oh yeah, the Russians are taking to that. Anyways,
Anyways,
Whatever.
the idea that. Anyways.
maybe that's what we should start doing. Like
Maybe
right
so.
when I'm at the point of saying something to my wife that's gonna piss her off. Well, anyway.
Anyways, yeah.
Mhm.
Just anyways. Yeah, so he's facing all out mutiny on the Democrat side of the
Yeah.
aisle. Like they're
all out. Like
Adam
He-
Schiff
pretty
did
sure
that.
the only folks that are still with him. Like I just saw the one rep from Denver. I don't know what her name was. She was on the radio trying to support him.
Oh,
that's the only one.
Diana
DeGette?
DeGette. She's a huge hack too, man.
oh,
Uh,
she's
But like that's about it.
yeah,
I
she's
haven't heard
awful.
anybody else. They're all jump shit.
I think the far lefties are sticking with him, but the centrists are pretty. They like I noticed that he's like he's all in favor of like rent caps nowadays. Like I think the proposal you can't raise rent more than 5% over the previous year or something like that, which is rent controls have never ever worked like they're made out to work. They just don't work. But that's like a socialist and not like an actual socialist policy, not the corporate Democrat policy. That's like an actual sure enough socialist policy, and that's who he has to try to leverage nowadays, because everybody else has just jumped ship. He's got to get the squad on board. Those are the only ones left.
I mean, they're even eating themselves. I heard the Democratic Socialists all turned on AOC because she wasn't hardcore enough on Palestine or on Israel as they wanted her to be. They'll take out anybody.
I will say though, all of this Trump stuff and Biden's age has really took the focus off the pro-Palestine protesters that were
man.
Yeah.
they were at every single one of his events too. And you don't
more.
hear about that so much anymore.
Mm-mm.
And they're trying to let Ukraine down slow. They're like, hey, we still want you in NATO. But you gotta do something about the stealing all of the fucking money that we given you.
Have you seen like the maps of progression?
Yeah, it's just
Like,
it's classic Russian warfare, just slow and steady, just boom, boom.
Like all the counteroffensive land has like been retaken over.
Uh-huh.
Like
Just gonna go.
it's ugly, man.
Well, and we're sending all these F-16s over to we were going to, but now like they can't store them in Ukraine or Russia's just going to bomb them. So like they want to store them on, out of the country in NATO air bases, but also Ukraine's airfields don't have long enough runways for the F-16s. So we're like, well, who's been pushing the F-16 deal if we knew it wasn't going to work? I mean, it's classic military industrial complex. Somebody's going to get that money.
Did you see that China and Russia did joint exercises in near the Philippines or in the South China Sea or some shit?
Huh.
Well,
Neato.
sounds
Yeah.
about right.
Like that's a huge story, and that was like buried on page 3 of like the top stories of the day.
Yeah.
Even
And
when you Google,
Russia and China becoming allies, and no big
no,
deal.
it's the joint exercise in an area that's like currently contested.
right, where
Ugh.
we've been doing joint exercises with the Philippines and Australia and Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now they're like trying to bring Asian countries into NATO. You're like,
What's they got to rename it, right?
they're like not even They're not even talking
not
about
like-
new. They're not even workshopping a new names
No.
for NATO. It's
It's
like,
like, screw it. Just
you still
anybody can
have
come in.
Atlantic in the name of this acronym, and you're trying to bring Japan and the Philippines into it. I don't
What are
think
they going to call it? World Force?
World Force One.
World Force One.
Team World.
How pissed would the Green Berets be if they named a World Team 6? Just like
You need Navy SEALs.
yeah.
Get them right.
No, but the Green Berets would be pissed because they went with the Navy SEAL moniker instead. Oh, yeah. But they're like, hey, Ukraine, you gotta do something about the corruption before we let you in the NATO. Oh, by the way, you still got to beat Russia first. That's you can't join NATO when you're
Slowly
still at
but
war
surely,
with Russia.
Matt. Don't you? All right. It's
Has
been
anybody seen
3 years.
Zelensky lately?
He's hiding in the bunker.
Not
Fine.
since Biden introduced him as Putin.
Oh fuck, man! Like,
Whoops.
okay, I get flubs, but that was the worst one.
I thought it was Vice
Like,
President Trump was the
you're
worst.
in-
Well, that was
No,
it. That
man.
was like an hour later.
I thought that was worse than President
I guess-
Putin.
I guess from a world point of view, it was probably worse.
Perhaps.
He at least corrected himself on the Zelensky deal. He just plowed right through Vice President Trump though. Just kept on
Didn't
cruising.
say shit. Yeah.
He didn't
Fucking
notice
hate
it, and if he did not acknowledge it.
I bet
I'm
he
surprised
hates
Matt
Kamala.
doesn't have a Biden Trump 24 shirt yet.
I thought about that too. See that I asked my wife who would be the funniest candidate for Trump to pick as VP, and that's who she said Joe Biden would have been the funniest.
Oh, that would have been the best if he, like the day before the convention, said Joe Biden's going to be my VP because he picked me as a VP, and then the next night he picked his actual VP.
If he would have said that though, he might not have turned his head at the last second and would have got. He whether he consciously did that photo op or not, either way it was fucking genius because that's going to be like in textbooks 50 years from now.
That's going to be what, like, if somebody puts in "What's America" in AI, it's just a picture of Trump after getting shot. America, like, it's the most stereotypical thing.
Yeah. They got to put the Secret Service chick in the background
Yes,
trying to get her gun in the holster.
the whole thing. This 20-year-old
I-
kid with no military background somehow sneaks past the FBI, the Secret Service, and state police to get up on top of a roof with a clear line of sight. The whole thing is this most stereotypical American thing.
You know, when I first saw that, I was like, oh, fuck, they almost got him. And then I was like, holy fuck, dude. From a world stage, holy shit, we look so bad right now.
Oh, yeah.
So bad.
Over under before they get him a Pope mobile.
Oh. What
Dang.
is...
What do you agree to?
It's got to be gold, right? It's got to be gold.
It's got to be gold, red, white, and blue.
It's
You
got to be a
almost have to-
Ford, probably, right? Got to be Ford. Like the most iconic American company. It's got to be Ford.
What
It's
nickname
gotta
would
have,
Trump
like,
give it?
It's got to have his cloth along the hood,
Oh.
like a
Yeah,
cloth
the
hood.
hood scoop is his hair.
Yeah, blaring Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, well, he's still a boomer, so it'd be the Lee Greenwood. And I'm proud to be an American.
The funniest comment I heard about this whole thing was something to the extent like, "Damn it, Toby Keith is dead. He would have wrote a rockin' song." To
Oh,
this."
dude, he would have made so much money off of that. He would have made so much money. Just been it'd been the best Ford truck ad ever.
Oh fuck.
Never let a good crisis go to waste. Make that song, Toby.
Rob, is your head gonna explode if he gets elected?
He is going to get elected. Like,
I know.
I've already accepted this
Are
reality.
you
So
prepping
my head
yourself?
exploded a couple of months ago, but
Okay. Are you getting massages?
it's fine.
Is-
I'm
Is
fine.
Emily
Everything's
giving
fine.
enough BJ's to calm your nerves?
I'll just, have to
That's a no.
drink myself silly for the next 4 years.
All right, well, buddy, you let me know if you need anything because we still need Rob around. Okay.
So
I'm just going to
over
be a raging alcoholic for 4 years. It's fine, right?
over under, how many times do they impeach him this go around?
It depends on if the house stays. If they don't, then he won't.
It's not
You know?
it's not looking good for the Democrats this cycle. So I think Trump gets elected and he's free from impeachment for at least 2 years.
Yeah.
We'll see
Although
what happens in
it's weird.
26
On
on
the Senate side, like all the Democrats that are running for like to defend their seats or whatever, they're still leading all the Republican challengers for the most part. And Trump is in the same like thing. Trump is beating the shit out of Biden. So I'm like, that's just not typical, I don't think, right? I don't know, Aaron.
It's polling, dude.
Yeah.
Like
It's just
polling
weird.
is the best information you can. The only people I would listen to are like the field directors that are working in each county or governor or like the state people would know because they can read these polls because they talk to what like 500 people a day. They know what's going on. Posters, like, yeah, it's useful, but I don't know. You have such a small sample size, and the people they select to poll and the questioning. Like, I'd like to see what the questions were. Who are the voters they were going after? Are they likely voters? Are they new voters? You know, it just depends on what the crosstabs are.
Well, going off of email lists, Jackie Rosen, who's the senator here in Nevada, is she's desperate if you go by the emails, and I get like 3 of them a day, wanting money for Jackie Rosen. She's Donald Trump has turned his sights on Jackie Rosen now.
Is it weird that I get those emails from Ted Cruz? Do you get them from Ted Cruz?
No, because I've never donated to the Republicans. I donated $25 to the Democrats when Tulsi Gabbard was running because she wrecked Hillary Clinton.
Rob, did you ever work with me on the campaign?
No, but you invited me to some campaign thing over on Arapahoe Road.
Did you give them your email?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
I remember.
Well, it was me. I'm pretty sure Tim's on all the lists because he was working for us for like 2 times.
But yeah, I get random.
I would have put Tim on the list even if he wasn't working.
Matt,
put him on like a weird list, like the weird, third party kind of list, some kind of obscure third party.
Like
no, like more obscure, like the Democratic Socialists of America, right? Or
we
or
should do that. We should
the Communist Party of America.
But like the ones that get like 10 votes in the general election, like those parties, all right?
Maybe that's our next project. Like who can sign up Tim for the most absurd political party?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Should we? Okay, we'll see if Tim actually listens to this. That's our homework for next week.
Oh, we should sign him up for like a Ukrainian neo-Nazi party.
One that's not going to put him on a list.
Right. Well, I think if you send an email to Ukraine nowadays, you're automatically put on a list of some sort. They control the narrative pretty tightly over there at the moment.
Matt, you should pull up that article about Jason Crow and Joe Biden.
Okay. You sent that to the group chat, right?
I just thought it was very comical.
And so Jason Crow he's the Colorado representative.
Yep. So apparently there was a Zoom call with Biden and congressmen over the weekend. It was basically
Biden
He
lashes
got
out at
pissed.
Democrat in heated call.
I wish we had the audio. Why
I
can't
want
we
the
ever have
audio.
the audio?
They have audio of Trump in like everything. Why can't they
Everything.
have audio on this?
I know they just leaked. RFK
Yeah.
accidentally leaked the private phone call between him and Trump.
Does Trump want this shit recorded? Like, he knows he's on tape. There's no way he's like, I didn't know I was on tape. So there's like, he's
Maybe he
allowing this.
Does he give a fuck?
That's my question.
I don't. He literally he's like it's only up from here. He's not losing any voters from here.
No.
It's only up. Only up. Where this let's see what's on this video.
CNN is learning of a contentious weekend phone call between Joe Biden and some House Democrats. And the details show just how dug in the president is and also how resistant he is to entertaining some valid concerns about how his debate performance has eroded some key support. Sources say at one point during the call, President Biden lashed out at Congressman Jason Crow, who is a moderate Democrat, after Crow said bluntly
Jason
that
Crow's
voters
not
are
moderate.
concerned about Biden, especially
too
on the world
old.
stage. The president reportedly told Crow, who is an Army Ranger who served in Iraq and Afghanistan, that he
listen to
knows
this shit.
Crow is a Bronze Star recipient like his son Beau, but that he, Crow, quote, didn't rebuild NATO. After that, the call only grew more contentious as Crow pushed back, telling the president the voters aren't seeing him that way. And that's when Biden told Crow, quote, I don't want to hear that crap, and said the congressman could walk away if he wanted, to which Crow said he didn't want to walk away, but Biden, angry, replied that Crow should just walk away. Our sources say that Biden also had a tense exchange with Congresswoman Chrissy Houlihan of Pennsylvania.
She looks awful, by the way. That
Patches O'Houlihan.
She looks like Jane Lynch.
I don't know who
Oh,
Jane
Jane
Lynch
Lynch.
is,
That's,
but
That's an actress. Like, she was the store manager in
40-year-old virgin.
oh yeah.
Kind of looks like that, although.
I will haunt your
not as much.
dreams.
Yeah, a little bit. She looks like the first person to ask to see a manager at any retail store. I mean, I don't know anything
Feels
about
a
her,
little
but I can
scary.
just tell you that she's probably one of my least favorite members of Congress. just going off of looks.
Houlihan reportedly telling the president.
Waitresses spit in their food all the time at Chili's.
Oh yeah, I mean, she looks
Give it a little
insufferable.
ground salt.
That she was concerned about his standing in a key county in her battleground state. But Biden pushed back and suggested he didn't believe her. Houlihan then told Biden that she had
Houlihan?
polling to back it up. And according to our sources, Biden responded by telling Houlihan he'd send her talking points of everything that he'd done for Pennsylvania and reminded her that he had married a Philly girl. Joining us now is Democratic Congressman Jared Moskowitz of Florida.
Oh,
What did he say? What?
he married a Philly girl. Come on.
Okay.
Come on, man.
I went to an Eagles game one time.
I had
ate
a
a Philly
cheesesteak
cheesesteak.
just last week.
Sir, thank you so much for spending a little time with us this afternoon. Were you on that call?
I was on that call.
So you heard this Houlihan saying that she has polling
Jared
that shows
Moskowitz?
he's in trouble, and the president's
Moskowitz.
response.
He should change his
Moskowitz.
name to Fievel. If you're gonna have a name like Moskowitz, you gotta just call yourself Fievel. He's got a mousy look to him. So yeah, I would change my name to Fievel if I was him.
Is to say that he'll get her talking points. Why do you think the president is dismissing what appear to be some valid concerns backed up by data?
Well, look, I'm not going to talk about the details of those calls. I will
That's
confirm
the
that there were
only-
some
the
tense
reason I'm
exchanges with members.
The only reason they
Can't
had him
divulge it,
on.
bud.
I'm not gonna talk about that.
Apparently, too, people complained about how he wasn't prepared. He's just kind of winging it.
Oh, that's scary. Uncle Joe winging it.
What?
I will give you kind of an overall viewpoint of kind of the back and forth exchanges. Is I'm deeply
robust.
concerned that the president's circle, the people who are working around the president, who quite frankly have kept him in a bubble for some time, are also not giving him the facts and the polling data on the ground. They're not showing him what we're seeing in our districts, what we're seeing in the polling and the movement.
Hi, you seeing this? That kid's black. Have you ever seen that before?
And in fact, the consistency of that polling, and if it wasn't consistent, it's only in a downward trend. And so, look, these discussions are ongoing. That's not the only call that has happened since then. But, that is the concern that's going on right now within the Democratic House caucus.
Dude, that's exactly why I could never run for office, because him trying to explain this and not saying anything's got to be killing his soul, right? Like, it would fucking kill me. Like, we're trying to get this fucker out, but we can't say it out loud. We're trying.
I do enjoy that they're forced to confront the fact that our commander-in-chief has Parkinson's or dementia or both, and has
COVID.
for a
COVID.
while now.
Now he has COVID.
Now
Long
he's got COVID. Long COVID took him out. Long COVID got the Uncle Joe.
Like you, we talk about this being a simulation. Like, it's got to be a comedian, right?
It seems
gotta
like
be.
it's scripted, don't it? Like, just like, how can we make this more ridiculous? I mean, honestly, I feel like we could write a really hilarious sitcom following the current cast of characters that we have, but I don't think we could write it as good as the events have played out here recently. Like,
No.
Yeah, no.
it's, oof. And it's only July. We've got till November when they vote, and then there's the lame duck period, which, I mean, it might be February before we find out who the president is this time. The way the elections have been going here recently, it might take 6 months to count the vote in certain swing states. So it could be like right up till inauguration day, and we still not real for sure who won.
Fudge.
Yeah, it's cool. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Hey, Matt, you should pull up that stuff about that rabbi. We have some
Okay.
questions
What happened?
for you, Rob. So, Rob,
Yeah,
is
this
it a tradition for Orthodox rabbis to sell foreskins as something that should be eaten?
Not something that I've heard about, but good Lord.
Organ failure.
So this is for a backstory. I
Ugh.
saw something on Instagram trying to find a story about this rabbi selling fucking foreskins like they were hot dogs on the side of the road. And then when Googling, this little article came up, and apparently
Wow.
it's a thing in the Jewish Orthodox to
Yeah, those folks, they're fucking weird.
So this is from 2009, Slate magazine. And the headline is Organ Failure. The arrests of rabbis who traffic body parts uncover more complicated issues. As if trafficking body parts wasn't complicated enough. With the right ingredients of salaciousness and scandal, the news appeared to be straight out of a Hollywood screenplay. Corrupt politicians, money laundering, and people being arrested by the busload. Raids on synagogues, an Applejack cereal box stuffed with $97,000 in cash. Oh, that's spicy. $97,000 in cash, and Rabbis trafficking organs. Allegedly, one paid $10,000 to an impoverished Israeli for his or her kidney and tried to sell it for upwards of $150,000 in the U.S. The criminal complaint quotes rabbis as saying he was in the organ business for a decade. And in a you can't make this stuff up twist, it wasn't even the day's only story on Israelis trafficking human body parts. The rabbis
using the Applejack cereal box is the first thing that would have given away. He should have used, Lucky Charms cereal box. I bet.
Go with just like plain old cornflakes. Don't arouse any suspicion. Like keep a low profile.
Applejacks, they're gonna carry that box up. Right?
For real. I mean, Frosted Flakes, Fruity Pebbles, something tried and true. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That they'd blend in even a little bit better if we're talking foreskins, anyways.
Is anybody else having flashbacks of Rob eating fucking cereal off the ground after
It wasn't so much
It
wasn't so much the floor that got me. It was that it hit his toes first. It's like, Rob, you're ingesting Hobbit.
Little Hobbit feet.
The rabbi's organ trafficking was only one of their many indiscretions. In addition to being against the law, it raises a complex bioethical issue for Jews, one laced in a culture of moral imperatives. Is illegally buying an organ really wrong if it's saving someone's life? Is paying for altruism by definition counterintuitive? Jews have been battling this quandary for a long time. That's not me saying that. That's me reading the article. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't say that, but I can't take credit for it.
They beat Matt to the punch.
They beat me to it. Especially when you consider how little they themselves actually help the cause of transplantation.
I got to admit, or I have to say, that organ transplants crap is not something that I've been quandering at all for the last 38 years. Just to make your viewers aware, I'm not quandering about this.
Yeah, but we planted the idea.
You've got a little side gig.
Well, now I might start quandering about it now. All right, but that's your freaking you little heathen's fault, not my fault. All
right. So listen to this. Listen to this quote. Jews don't like to donate organs, says Rabbi Michael J. Broidy, one of the founding members of the Beth Din of America, the equivalent of the Supreme Court of the Jewish justice system. They don't donate at the rate of other social groups. Sounds a little bigoted, Rob.
Well, yeah, I can show you my license. It says I'm a donor, so that's fucking bullshit right there, right?
This is self-loathing Jew hatred right here. This is one Jew putting down the rest of the Jews. And
bullshit. Rob only put that on there because Emily said he had to, but he drew up some contract in his will saying that that's all void.
It's
don't look at my license.
It's just like PS or PS not.
Sorry, honey, love you.
Just like a woman, even when you're dead, they want to rip your heart out.
Rob's on his deathbed and M's thinking she's going to inherit a whole bunch of stuff, and his last words like, "I crossed my fingers." So
you know what would be the best in a will? If in order for them to find your money, they had to go on like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah,
that might happen.
I don't know how they haven't made a movie like that.
And you have to get me taxidermied, and I have to ride along with you in the scavenger hunt.
And then afterwards, they got to put you in one of those cleared tables.
And if you do find the correct clue, then there's like a voice recording of me calling you a faggot.
Just belittle. What took you so long, puss?
Just when I thought you couldn't get any more. Every clue's at a gay bar for whatever reason.
Fun for the whole family.
You guys, I didn't realize there were this many gay bars in the state of Colorado. made it my life work of hiding scavenger clues at every gay bar in the state of Colorado.
I kind of want to put something in my will, like to give to Tim and tell him it's a huge reward, and then put him on a scavenger hunt. And then at the end of it, it's just like a Mark Sanchez jersey.
Well, it's like just like put your dick and balls in a jar of formaldehyde, and like that's like the one thing in the will for Tim is like you have to keep this on your mantle at all times.
Yeah, we're coming up with a bunch of good Tim
Oh yeah.
ideas.
Yeah, make like Tim has to wear a Mets jersey every year on my birthday or something like that.
Right?
You don't, I'll know.
Well, at some point Tim will be a fan of the Mets anyways, you know, like he was Yankees and Rockies. He was a Padres fan there for a little while. Depends on who he's engaged to.
Where did the Jets fandom come from? I don't remember.
He was supposedly born in New York.
Oh, all right. That's
Same hospital as Jay-Z. You never heard that story?
Now you remind me now. Now I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, he was born in the same hospital as Jay-Z. Don't you? I mean, like don't ever doubt Tim's New York street cred.
Fucking Tim.
Fucking guy.
I love you, Tim.
One of these days we're gonna find out that was all true, and we've just been making fun of him this whole time.
You know what? The Sibian stuff, I mean, I know we made it up, but it might be true. He was at a celebrity golf event. Those guys like those sick sex parties.
That's true.
Why was Tim there?
Hmm.
Selling Sibians.
I mean, if I ran a company that made those things, I would hire Tim as one of my salespeople. I mean, it seems like he would fit in with that crowd. It seems like he's found his calling in life. Sibian salesman.
Looks like a pancake shitter.
Yeah, definitely played too many games of ping pong and ding dang.
Play ping pong and ding dang.
Oh, that's a really underrated movie. I watched it again here the other day. That was a really solid movie, Beer Fest.
Super solid.
Like, I had no complaints about it. Even the preview for Pot Fest, as corny as it was, still pretty goddamn funny. Like, all told, I had no complaints about Beer Fest in general. That was a solid comedy movie.
Still to this day, though, the hardest I think as a group we've ever laughed was when we watched Harold and Kumar 2 in the theaters, and they're interrogating. Who were they?
The Jew
his Jewish friend, and he just pulls out the bag of change and starts jingling it. I don't think we've laughed harder in our entire lives. Oh,
that or
I
that
like the end of the scene where he leaves and then they grab all the change out of there.
that was good. And then that episode of South Park when scanning for Mexicans. Not now, Mom. We're playing Texans versus Mexicans.
Oh fuck!
Great.
All right.
Great episode.
Speaking of ethnicities, Vern asked me the other day if we're white. Dad,
Well, that's an
No.
unequivocal
white?
yes.
I said, "Well, yeah. There's all kinds of whites, but yes, we're as white as they
We're
come,
all of them.
Like, we didn't fuck outside of anything. We're as white as light can be.
Oh, yeah, that's I was trying to explain to somebody the other day. I said, I've got half of my genetic makeup is Mexican. Zero of the cultural makeup is Mexican. I got a
You don't
lot
like
of the
tacos?
genetic makeup none of the culture. Culturally, I'm as white as they get.
You're a good old boy, Matt. You're a good old boy.
I am. I just happen to look like Pancho Villa from time to time.
Where'd you get the bread to go?
I'm what Captain Call was talking about when he had to go patrol the river at night. You know, had to scan for Mexicans.
But he respects you.
Yeah,
He
well,
respects
I'm. Yeah, he's like, well, I didn't expect him to just die. That's what I would have felt about if had they taken Trump out. I would have felt like Captain Call when he found out that Pedro Flores died. Like, didn't know you missed him that much. Well, I don't. I just didn't expect him to just die. How old do you think Trump's going to make it to? That fucker is going to be like 105 and still holding rallies.
Fuck, I mean, the way he eats McDonald's and Diet Cokes.
It should have been dead 30 years ago. Well, he's also on those diet pills too, which apparently is just speed, but he doesn't drink. No booze.
He doesn't drink, right? He doesn't eat or does he eat weird too? I can't remember.
It's all McDonald's, like McDonald's and Diet Coke. And ketchup on his steak.
Oh, so the pills are just preventing him from being severely obese or severely obese.
I think so.
Got it.
But like he's 79, he can't die. He can't get shot at. Nothing can happen. Like, I don't know. Like, he's got a good 20 years left.
What would a super religious Jew say about Donald Trump? Like, are they starting to question their faith at this point? Like,
maybe the Orthodox Jews love him. Well, they like his stance on Israel. So he gets it's the rest of the Jews that don't like him. So you got the really hardcore Jews do like him, and then the not so hardcore and the lousy Jews like myself don't like him. So take that as you will.
Lousy Jews. Which one of those three are you, Matt? The lousy?
I'm still new into this, so I haven't found my lane yet. I'm a new Jew. Mm-hmm. I'm a new Jew. That's
you noob.
I'm a Jube.
Oh, fuck.
By the way, Rob, we named this episode "Diversity Came Up." Diversity came up
because we knew it would come up.
And then Tim said something came up. Well, yeah, diversity came up. That's what happened.
America came up.
You think this Secret Service lady's going to get fired?
She'll just go back to
She
Pepsi.
needs to resign, is what
she should be fired. But it's kind of like, let's see. So we were sophomores in high school when 9/11 went down, and then we've essentially been at war ever since. And has there been a general or department head who deserved to be fired that's ever been fired in that amount of time? I can't think of one.
They won't do it now, because if they do it now, then it'd be like, oh, well, you got pressured by everybody.
I'm waiting for the Democratic Party to go back to their... I
thought it was like standard practice that if that happens, it doesn't matter the Secret Service did anything wrong, but that the head of the Secret Service would just resign as like a matter of honor.
They should commit Harry Carey. Like you had one job and you failed.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't matter how hard you just do it because it's you fucked up no matter what. Like there's no harm or whatever. Like
she needs to go full Japanese and just disembowel herself in at a press conference. It's like I have failed you as a servant of this country, and just be done with it. But no, she'll probably get promoted somehow. She'll be the next Secretary of Defense.
DHS secretary.
Yeah. He'll put her in charge of the Ukraine effort.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Her previous post was setting up that pier on outside of Gaza.
Oh, what a boondoggle that was, man.
300 and
Yeah, pier.
some $million, and it was online for like 10 days.
I like how they said the structure was only used to be used in calm seas.
Yeah, which apparently don't exist off the coast of Gaza.
No, they don't.
And yeah, it was supposed to be like seas under 3-foot waves and wind under like 15 mile an hour or something like that. So it was, for it to work properly, had to be essentially a perfect day.
Perfect conditions.
Yeah. But and apparently our commander in chief was told this multiple times in no uncertain terms. This is a terrible idea, and he's like, "No, we got to do something. We gotta show them that we're supporting them."
He was tired of those Looney Tune cartoons of just crates falling on people.
Yeah, it I think at least twice it started floating out into the Mediterranean, and they had to go like round it back up.
Oh man.
What's the news on that front? Is Israel gonna invade Lebanon here pretty quick? That's kind of where they were headed, and then
I
That
don't.
would be unwise.
This Trump thing sucked all the air.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything about that.
it's I would be making all sorts of contingency plans if I was Vladimir Zelensky right now, though, because they had the big NATO summit, and they essentially told him, "Oh yeah, by the way, not bringing you into NATO anytime real soon. Like you got some issues," and then Biden introduces you as the guy that we're fighting, and then like an hour later introduces his vice president, or mentions his vice president as the guy that he's running against, and then that guy gets shot. And yeah, Zelensky's got to be like, "Fuck, where can I go?
Good.
Where can I go where I don't mysteriously fall out of a hospital window?" That's kind of seems to be Putin's favorite trick of over the last couple of years is the medical diagnosis, fell out of hospital window.
I like how he went from like secretly poisoning these guys to just
Yeah,
fuck it, out the window you go.
Well, or
Do what he wants.
if you try to march on Moscow, then he'll wait a couple months and then shoot your private jet out of the sky.
Yeah.
You know that conversation. He like when he was like, "Dude, your family will be all right, but you need to take a plane trip."
Yeah, he's like, "You've got some loose ends in Africa to tie up right now. Do a good job, and maybe you'll get back to Russia. Maybe."
Maybe.
Didn't happen. Did not happen. Yeah, that's we've seen some weird shit over the last several years. Like this has got to be one of the weirdest moments in human history that we've
I'm
ever
fucking
seen.
warped, dude. I'm warped. Like I don't believe shit.
Well,
Nothing.
Nothing's real.
Nothing's real.
I saw a post, I think it was on Twitter the other day, and it summed it up pretty perfectly. It's like one of the leading candidates for president was almost assassinated, and I'm torn between two options. Either the government was somehow in on it because of all the spectacular security failures, or they suck that bad at the basics of their job that I can't tell whether or not they were involved or not.
Both equally terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's not a good option there, but it's about all I can come to at this point. Like
There's nothing else. Like it's one or two.
yeah, it was a terrible job, and that's terrifying. or they had a hand in it, which is equally terrifying. And that's kind of part of the reason why the border issue is such a big deal. We've been at war with half the fucking world for 20 years now, and they're just people coming across the southern border willy-nilly. And you're just like, there's a pretty good chance that at least a decent percentage of those people really don't like us. Like it's not out of the realm of possibility. We name a country, and I bet you we've done some shady shit there in the last 20 years.
Ireland.
Look at all the Muslim refugees. Where do you think they came from? Oh, countries where we started wars in.
But we didn't do anything to Ireland, Matt.
Yeah, see, Ireland.
Right.
Directly.
In Scotland.
Directly. Yeah. Yeah, just take a look at Europe and look at where all those migrants are coming from. Oh, it's a lot of Libya, a lot of Syria, a lot of Afghanis. ISIS-K. Seems like they are all streaming out of Afghanistan, and now they're taking on Russia too. Russia's taking flack on both sides.
Do you think there's an uprising in Muslim terrorists where they just bring us all together again? Almost like the Nazis, like, hey, let's beat this foe.
I don't know. I think maybe. I don't know. I'm curious to see how the Russia-Ukraine thing wraps up, because Russia's still got a lot more dudes than Ukraine has, and I don't think NATO's gonna send like actual troops in, like, you know, really get involved made in a major way. I mean, we kind of already are, but like outside of sending huge numbers of troops, I don't see Ukraine winning that deal. I mean, they're running out.
Like, they could go the Afghanistan route and just make it so difficult for Russia that they're just gonna kind of withdraw,
lead them out.
Basically, like, all right, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore. But it'll take a long time.
It'd take a long time, and yeah. But the guys that are good at doing that are the, you know, like the true believers also happen to be pretty anti-Semitic. Like
They sure are.
Yeah.
White supremacists look good.
Yeah, well, there's like our white supremacists who look suspiciously like Fed boys. And then there's
that's another one, Rob. That one's like iffy, dude.
And then there's Ukrainian white supremacists who are like actual white supremacists. Their grandfathers fought side by side with the Nazis.
Huh.
Like the dude that they honored in the Canadian Parliament here a while back.
Yeah.
An actual SS officer.
Nazi.
Yeah.
Hey, SS officers are people too, Matt.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong on that. They are literally people. Were literally people.
Oh, man, I'm fading, dude.
All right, man. Well, next time we meet up, who knows who gets assassinated by then?
Somebody's in.
Fuck. We can only hope it's a black trans dude that crawls up on the next roof. You know,
that would just be.
That's
I would
just taking
poetic.
DEI across the board.
Oh, can you imagine the reaction from like CNN and MSNBC? They'd just be like, suspicious events at the latest presidential rally. We cannot release any details as of yet.
We cannot confirm or deny any details.
I did enjoy some of the initial headlines from
Trump
like
fell down.
yeah. Trump removed off the stage after loud noises.
Yeah, popping
Like something
sounds.
scared him.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like for the first like I don't know 10 minutes of seeing like on my phone updates of like Trump rushed off stage due to popping sounds or like something like that. I just was like, oh my god, like seriously, somebody let off some fireworks and he freaked out. Is how
No.
I like.
Now
I
it turns
initially
out it
saw
was
Yeah.
less than an inch, and he would have. That would have been so bad.
Holy shit! It was a little eye popping.
That would have been so bad. Like I'm so glad that he missed. By the way, that's got to be the worst way to go out. Like you're like I'm gonna take out this motherfucker, save America from fascism, and you got your head turned into a canoe before you even knew if you hit your shot.
Did you hear what saved him? He was looking over at immigration stats.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You can't make that shit up.
You can't.
Like, we could not write it better
at the
than
border. Save your life.
Al, man. I'd be talking so much shit if I was Lee Harvey Oswald right now. Fucking bitch, you missed.
Don't fucking miss.
I had a moving target and iron sights, and I still nailed him.
A bold action.
Yeah, a French gun.
He was like 400 yards away, wasn't he? He wasn't that close.
No, I've been to the site. It's closer than you think. But it's an elevated shot, so it's a little harder. But I don't know. That's gotta suck so bad for that dude. Like you thought you were doing something great for your country and you failed and then got your head blown off. Probably before you even realized you missed the shot. Luck of the draw, I guess. Luck of the draw.
That's the way she goes.
Diversity came up.
Fuck you, Tim.
All right. Well, on that note, move your ass. We're burning daylight.
Fuck you, Tim.
Oh, I don't have the song queued up. Damn it. Hold on.
Get going. This
Beer in cups, guns in butts.
I keep gonna make that video and I just haven't yet.
Yeah, Maggie blew this ending.
Here we go.
I got beer in my boots, dirt on my truck, corn on my mind, and a gun up my butt. It's a small town. At least there's dirt, at least there's beer and trucks and shirts. Beer and trucks, dirt kicks up, guns and
Trump needs to come out to this at his next
trucks,
rally.
dirty boots, dirty beer,
Dirty
butts. Let's all cheer. Oh, the beer it floods, the trucks in mud, the guns are loud, the butts are proud. Got a beer on my plate, a biscuit in my boot, the gun in my butt, and a truck gets through. Beer in trucks, the kids up, guns in butts, big red cups, dirty boots, dirty beer, dirty butts. Let's all cheer. It's a big small town, but we got that dirt. Oh, we got that beer and a guy named Bert. Just a little small town, there's not much to do except shake our butts to a country tune. Bucks, dirt kicks up, guns and bucks, big red cups, dirty boots, dirty beer, dirty butts. Let's all cheer. Oh, the beer it floods, the trucks get mud. Guns are loud, the butts are proud. Got a blood on my plate, a biscuit in my boot, a gun in my butt, and a butt. It's true. Beer in trucks, dirt kicks up, guns in butts, big red cups, dirty boots, dirty beer, dirty butts. Let's all cheer. Oh, the beer it floods, the butts get mud, the butts are loud, the guns are proud. Got a butt on my plate, a biscuit in my butt, a gun in my butt, and a butt. It's true in trucks, dirt kicks up, guns in butts, big red cups, dirty boots, dirty beer, dirty butts. Let's all cheer. Oh, the beer it floods. whiskey in my boot, a gun in my butt, and a butt. It's true. Beer in trucks, dirt kicks up, guns in butts, big red cups, dirty boots, dirty beer, dirty butts. Let's all cheer.